Hello everybody and welcome back to another night of unfit sleep and tossing and turning and potentially requiring multiple nights of therapy for these children to get over this dream that just never quits. I'm expecting just at the very end of this, one of the kids will be like, "Alright, thank you, I'll see you. Goodbye everybody, I'll remember you all in therapy."
So here we have a random volcano right next door to our glass castle.
That apparently blows up jewels.
What's that? Really?
Oh, what now?
The nightmares have angered the Jewel
You
Mountain.
can't do that. Oh, goodness.
What? Are you frightened?
This is
Wouldn't
probably
you be near an eruption?
Well, no, I actually thought that was a kind of a cute thing of the fact that it's like Knight controls Helen's body in that ethereal form, but Helen still controls Knight's body. So there, that was Helen cowering in fear, and not Knight's.
But I'm pretty sure they were still somewhat afraid. Like, no, don't look at me. It wasn't me. It was her. I swear to God.
Also, I'm also reminded of that ending to the beach DLC of Shantae. Like, you have angered the mountain. It's like you can't do that.
This is probably an inappropriate time to bring this up, but what was the owl's name again?
Owl.
Just Al. He actually kind of reminds me of Jordy, are you familiar with this little girl show from the 90s, Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders?
I am not, but that title sounds familiar.
Oh,
Hello.
Uh-oh.
You reminded me about that. You did show me that an episode of that, I think. Anyway, this is This is pretty much like a slightly palette swap version of that one quest with the Nightopians and the tornado on Will's side. So we're just gonna. Oh, don't get
I really hate this one.
Well,
not gonna lie.
At least you're not required to paraloop them.
Shoot. No, but that actually is the problem. I love paralooping the Nightopians because think of it like if you do a paraloop, you have a wide range.
Yeah.
You have a wide range of a hitbox.
Well,
whereas you need to touch them with knives.
I get that. It's just that at least here it's not required to do that. In the other mission, it was required. Otherwise, you weren't going to be able to save them.
I didn't get to finish my statement.
You have a little more leeway.
Sorry.
Continue.
Back to ECD with the Jewel Riders.
Jewel Riders, there's a talking owl in the series. His name is Archie, and Owl just kind of reminds me of him.
Especially since we're collecting jewels in the sky with dancing.
Yeah.
Does he have about bulbous as a head?
Huh?
So,
Oh, you got it.
so which one of these?
I didn't hear.
Oh, there's our diamond in the sky.
Ha.
Dang it. But yeah,
Aww.
that's it. It's that again. That one's just kind of a toss-away minigame one, which is fine. It's fine.
It could be
We're getting
better.
close to the end.
But yeah, to finish my thought, just look up Archie, Princess Guinevere, and the Jewel Riders. You'll see what I mean.
Okay.
Okay.
Will do.
Alright, what you have to say for that, Al? Also, sorry, I did love that. It's like if you're showing someone Winnie the Pooh. Hey, what's the name of the gopher?
Gopher.
Go for it.
Gopher.
And remember, he's not in the book.
Okay, well, I'm not in the book. Ah! I don't know why I remember that quote of all things, but I remember loving that thing of like, fine, I'm not in the book.
I remember that was more a thing in the movie than in the show, though.
Right, in the original show, they made fun of that, which is great. And
Oh
boss
no,
time.
Bamamba.
Look at the walls. Actually, I never noticed this while playing the game, but look at. I actually didn't notice this, but if you look at the walls just then, when the camera was facing it, you could see Bamamba in the glass walls.
Yeah, it's like a mirror.
I actually have never noticed that because it blends in too well with the
Kitty.
texture. That's actually kind of creepy.
I feel like if
Nice.
this game ever did get like a proper remake, they probably would actually take that effect full home.
Well, the camera angle needs to like focus on it a bit more. But anyway,
I just
I hate
noticed that
this
she
boss.
doesn't have any legs.
no, it just sits around, and this took me 2 times. You're never going to take damage. You're just probably going to time out because, first off, as you notice here, this one's a bit trickier because we no longer have guiding rails.
Looks like
to
you took
help
damage
you,
there.
Lower them into. Okay, well, that's the thing. You never take damage. You own that meter in the lower left is just my paraloop dash, drill dash meter. It's really about against the clock. Whenever you take damage, you lose 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Pretty much.
Boop.
This is one of the reasons why I didn't like this boss. Because of the amount, like, no guides and just, like, 2 tables. You get the point.
You get the
You know what I
Honestly,
love?
it just looks like the physics are way too finicky for what they expect you to do with them. Like,
You
this
know
ain't,
what my
this
favorite
ain't,
thing
this
is?
ain't no Super Monkey Ball.
No.
Yeah, you know what my favorite thing is? Is a balance ball puzzle where you need to constantly move around and avoid taking damage. Like, imagine if you're just trying to solve a little, like, balance ball puzzle, like, in your hands, but, like, your sibling is constantly throwing little, like, thumbtacks at your hands, and you have to, like, quickly drop it and pick it up again. It's like,
Yeah, that's
it's
stupid.
just kind of too many things at once.
Seriously.
And if you thought that was bad,
Wait, there you go.
just like, okay, we done. He's like, nah. How about a new one?
Round
With-
Yeah, you have to-
two, my dear!
With
you have to clear two
hills.
boards.
With hills. I don't know what you
Yep,
call
which means you need acceleration. You need to. It's going to be a lot harder to like, get them up into it. However, it does mean that guiding them up into it will be a little easier. But just two of them.
I hate to make this kind of joke, but the hills are alive with the sound of pussy.
Oh god, no.
Where'd that come from?
The hills are alive with the sound of.
That's even better.
That's better.
Cats in here. Oh, speaking of, okay, I guess sort of random. I was watching a reviewer of a. I forgot his name, but I've been watching some of his videos. He reviews animated movies that are kind of disturbing. Like it was clear that at some point they were for children, but they just weren't. Like Animal Farm or Watership Down. And he recently did one for an animated movie called Felidae, which is about a cat solving a murder of other cats, which shows quite gratuitous things such as a cat having its throat slashed out. I mean, in detail, a cat who was decapitated, a pregnant cat whose baby cats were poured out of its insides after it was killed.
I know, for kids!
So yeah, don't show that movie to Jordan.
It was.
And where's this? And where's this from?
It was originally animated in Germany, I think, which the reviewer was surprising because most of the disturbing animal movies were done in Britain. Like again, Watership. Okay, die. Like
Bye,
again,
Mama.
Watership Down, Plague Dogs, Animal Farm.
Man, Britain really hates animals, don't they?
Well, because they go for the full mature like books and stuff, and that's the thing. I guess part of it is that like.
Aww.
I guess part of that, it's supposed to prove that animation isn't just for kids. But so many times we will falsely look at it and say that, oh, it's animated, it must be for kids. No.
Let's just be grateful that kind of stuff was never lampooned on in Asterix.
Yeah, let's just say
when they visited Britain.
No. So yeah, let's just say Felidae is definitely not something for children. But goodness me, the animation is actually really good. Like, it's not cheap. It's not like Christmas Tree. It had effort put into it. Again, it was originally dubbed in Germany, so the dubbing can be a bit tricky, but just it's something.
Mere second-level nightmare and like Bomamba.
I love how
So
I
why
love how he
did you
just
send
calls him a mirror. With like second
Die.
levels, that has to seem like top stuff.
So why, if you knew that a second level Nightmare can stop nights, why do you keep sending them after them?
That's not as frightening as with Will's story. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, since he spent so much time staring off into space, how can he see if the helmet doesn't have any visible eye holes?
Good
Because
question.
he just has your eyes.
Talk to the hand.
So does that mean every time he
Basically.
tries? So does that mean every time he tries to pick up something, he pretty much pokes himself in the eye?
Yeah,
Either that or he's
not-
very careful with his fingers. Like,
Yeah,
I wish I could just visually show you, but like,
do not play patty cake with him. He will cry out in agony.
And that's nothing. And that's nothing. He especially hates having to apply ointment.
Whoa.
Ooh.
This is something cool.
don't you mean, what do you call it? I was thinking of
Behold
eye drops.
the rocket mask.
Woohoo!
Only have 3
Rocket
green
knives.
drops, looks like. So it's again very situational. We only again it's so stupid. We really only needed 3.
3 drops,
That's not
3
enough.
drops.
There's like 50, I think. Anyway, thank you, Al. Anyway, what was I saying? Again, it's so weird because again, the rocket mask is only really useful in Will's story because there's a boss that outright requires it. In
Yeah.
Helen's, not really.
No.
That
do you-
said, welcome to, I believe we should be entering the Memory Forest.
Yep.
which has some fun stages. Oh, and one of my favorite cutscenes finally.
Oh.
This
sure.
one of which I dubbed like 5 years ago. I don't watch it. Please don't watch it. It's very old.
Link below. No, I'm not gonna. I'll let you be. Hey, Riala.
Although I'm kind of contemplated on doing a redub of it someday. But anyway,
I'm trying to think. This dub, was it the one where you had Chris as Riala or Andrew?
What are you talking about?
Chris.
And apparently he's actually playing quite the conniving sucker here, which again, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not fully.
Why, Knight's part in our plan to steal your idiot from you. What else?
I don't think that's the truth. I think that he was just
To
lying.
these lies.
But this part, well...
Well, this is fair here. Watch.
This, then, Knights. Does this visitor know that you're a Nightmare? Like
Dun dun.
Dun, dun.
Oh, you two do look awful alike.
Yeah, Knights is a nightmare, but I mean that just means that I hate the fact that it's like, oh, that means he must be evil. Or evil. It could just mean he's just a rebel, which Knights is.
Yeah.
That's what he totally is.
He's a rebel that doesn't play by the rules.
Although Riala does have a point here, though.
Is it so hard to believe, really?
Give it a second.
Then let me ask you, have you or have you not seen Knights wear a mask like mine?
Which we did. We saw that in the glass.
This mask here
That's
is called a persona. It is a symbol of loyalty to Master Wiseman.
Don't mind the little
So-
background noise. That's just
No, that's
some
fine. But just-
other part of rambling out in the forest.
But what I'm saying
also
is
here is Riala actually being pretty clever if you look at the floor.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
poor
Creating a little
visitor,
paraloop.
Someone needs to wash his feet.
betrayed by the one she thought was her friend.
But now we get to see, as the paraloop closes, an excellent example of rushed voice acting. In order, we shall see the trifecta, the holy trinity of poorly organized voice acting on the editor's behalf.
By the way, what is that around your feet?
Now, this is farewell. Say goodbye, little visitor.
And first we have underacting,
What?
Oh God.
overacting,
And his laugh.
and whatever laugh that's supposed to be for his character. I mean, that's the odd thing. Riala's voice actor sounded like he did better jobs in the other games, like that one tennis game and the racing games.
Well, aren't
Well,
the
then
tennis
again,
and
that
race-
came later on.
And also, aren't those technically archived?
No, they're not,
Are they?
actually.
No, they had new clips. I thought.
Yeah, they are new clips. I could actually tell when I heard them.
Well, I know they...
And with that said, we're going to quickly jump back over to Wills as he enters his final Nightopia Delight City. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to you, Hype, as you're talking.
I was about to say, just going back to the racing and tennis games, I could have sworn that there were, a lot of archiving used. Like, for example, I know the Sonic characters definitely had archive clips.
Yeah, the Sonic characters
that makes
maybe,
sense.
but I think Knights and Riala got new clips.
Yeah. Oh, what's up?
Oh, Knights.
Why must you always interrupt my flute practice?
Have you ever thought that maybe I wanted to play flute with you?
You can't play flute with a Don.
Well, I can play a mean kazoo. Can you take that claim?
You say that, I can imagine Riala being more of an Axeman.
Well, anyway, now Will knows about the truth about Knights.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Sorry, I don't know why I suddenly shifted into Super Mario Brothers 3 there, but whatever.
I thought that sounded more like Mario World.
Be that way.
Was it Mario World?
It's not
Yeah.
as if I dropped
Ah,
by
crap,
to
it is Mario
chit-chat
World.
anyway.
But anyway, this brings up the point that I sort of made back in the previous video, where I like how these two interact, but I feel like it's just not enough.
Our master
Like,
They didn't use it to their full potential.
yeah, and
They spent too much time looking at the cute little Nighttopians getting their shit wrecked.
And the kids.
And the octopi.
Well, and the kids, but just, I don't know, I feel like... Because I get it. The kids are actually the main characters, and technically Knights is more of a supporting character, but there's some, actual, conflict going on here that I like.
speaking of conflict,
Oh yeah, we actually have our first ever fight against Riala.
your heads to Master Wiseman.
Again, remember, Helen doesn't even have this happen.
nope.
It's only Will's story that has this Riala fight, and the only other time we'll be fighting him will be in the finale. But the way this combat works is you have to throw balls at him that explode, and with such a very tiny, I mean, you'd think it'd be easy. You know, these projectiles are huge and he's massive, but the momentum of how far they actually carry is.
Ow.
They don't. If they homed in on him, it'd be one thing, but it's hard to tell where he's gonna be.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's one
how
thing
the
that this
track's
game
gonna
definitely
work.
could use for stuff like this. It could use like a little aiming reticle for when you're about to toss those things.
Yeah.
How would you say this boss fight compares to the one in the original game?
How did you fight him in the original game? It's been a while.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold on.
If it doesn't involve trying to throw projectiles at him that can collide with anything and thus take up a lot of time because the boss takes forever to actually remain still.
Oops.
Dang it.
Wow.
Swing and a miss.
Then I can say that, like, look at that. Oh,
Oops.
Oh,
did I get it?
Wow.
I got it. Nice.
I'm gonna take a quick
Okay, so
look while we
there
do
is a
this.
ceiling that it bounces on top of. But ow. But just, I don't know, like, if it doesn't rely upon projectiles and if I could just attack him directly, I would love that.
Yeah, no, it
Like,
does
if I could
not
just
rely
use-
on projectiles.
Oh,
I think
what
they're
the-
He killed
actually
himself!
Okay.
whoops.
they
He threw
actually
the ball-
charge at each other.
Right, that would have made more sense. Also, what just happened there was he threw a ball trying to hit me as I flew over him. It hit the ceiling and bounced right back into him.
Oh.
That's what happens
Oops.
when you imagine ceilings.
Alright.
They come right back at you.
Whoa, whoa.
And of course, we all
Really?
always have the upper hand. Get it?
And he had
Ah.
pity for him. Oh, sorry, I meant they had pity for him.
You are so gullible.
Ah, I see what you did there. You slipped up.
I'm sorry.
But
Does it really matter, though?
Human.
Laugh.
Rihanna.
I mean, no, it doesn't. But I'm never mind. Anyway,
But yeah, so like Knights was like, Knights is honorable. Knights doesn't want to like be just no. He, I don't know. He's more playful and like innocent kind of thing.
What?
uh-oh, the doggy's coming.
Cerberus. Oh, you know Cerberus. That mad old dog who will devour anything in sight.
Uh-huh.
And really, while I'd love to stick around for that, you did hurt me a bit more than I expected.
I'll walk it off.
You hurt yourself.
Yeah, seriously.
you kind of did.
Gobbled up for dinner.
In my defense, I did not take into account that I could self-harm in my own boss fight.
And to be fair, what did that thing even bounce on? How do you trip underwater?
To be fair, this is also not your dream.
And more importantly, on what?
That's it. I had enough.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just thinking. Shark Tale is one of those weird guilty pleasure movies. If it wasn't for the liar reveal if it wasn't for the whole liar reveal plot, I'd say I'd like it a lot more.
You understand Knights better than anyone, even though you've only known him for about an evening.
Literally, so that's the thing. Whenever we're in those loading screens again, just a quick recap. Whenever you're in those loading screens, it says the first night, because I've recorded all these in like one big session.
Yeah, you did.
And the idea is that whenever you that number increments up by 1 every time you quit and then relaunch the game.
Yeah.
So then it'll be second night, third night, and it goes. That's why there's so much space because that's Hatchet.
Out off my
That's-
copian.
That's why there's so much space where it says first, because it's expecting me to like get like thousands of game sessions out of this game. When no. If you know what you're doing, you'll never even see that number reach 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I think it would make enough sense to at least assume that this all takes place within a week.
Right, but for the sake of this commentary, we're just gonna assume this was just one crazy night, which I guess contextually makes a bit more sense.
And that's what happens when you give kids your happy juice.
Shoot.
Depends on what the juice is.
jeez. Now I think
It's
about it,
juicy
especially-
juice.
Actually, now I think about it,
100% juice.
for 100% kids. Come on.
Why do
Makes no
kids
sense,
love
'cause, I
cinnamon?
mean-
Why do kids love cinnamon toast crunch?
I'll never know. I just age rapidly before your eyes.
I got older. That was weird.
Ah, that is weird.
What if for all we knew in those commercials, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch just held the It held the secret to everlasting youth, and the old man and the adults just wanted for themselves.
I can see that.
So it's kind of like with the
Anywho.
tricks in his cereal, except these guys have a reason.
Right.
Yeah, kind of.
In any case, so Delight City, I love the music behind it, and I do like the theme of it.
Oh, this is easily my favorite track in the entire
Yeah,
game.
this is nice.
Yeah.
So fun, so fancy free, and I realize I should be climbing upwards because here's just
Yeah,
gambling,
I
which is
sort
not
of
for
I
kids.
did the same thing before too. I was like, wait a minute.
That's alright.
can quit anytime I want.
I think I may actually have it.
What are you trying to even win, Knights?
Octopod, of course.
He's the grand prize.
It's
He's just sitting
octopod,
there.
not octopod.
He's just sitting there in the container like, help me. Whoa! Careful there.
Oh, I didn't know the keys had sentience this time around.
I guess. Oh, well, jeez.
Oh dear.
So. Oh,
You're getting
goodness
yourself
me.
lost there.
Crap. Oh, stop.
Okay,
it. Oh.
okay. You're good.
Getting
You're good.
dizzy.
You're good. Phew.
You know, for all we know, the bird probably just went in a straight line. You just made a whole shit
come
of
on.
Oh,
zigzags.
damn it.
Nighttopian Age stopped me.
Ah.
Damn it, Nighttopian. What'd you have to do with that?
Got it.
Ah, don't give them too much crap. They're only babies.
Okay, there we
Fair
go.
enough.
Gee, this whole place reminds me of like theme parks and stuff, and I don't know, like.
I figure that's the entire point. I mean,
Oh
it's,
yeah,
like to
it's
a
supposed to
child.
now
be a
we're going
theme
to the
park.
city. Right now we're going into the city.
It's kind of reminding me of that one area of, I can't remember, from Super Mario Sunshine. It was the amusement park
the
level, but I
Peanut
can't
Park?
remember
Oh,
what it
Peanut
was.
Park?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this bit here. I
This
don't
is
know why I
very
like
nice
this,
music.
like, I don't know why I like the little chiptune bit of it, but it's...
We gotta
Nice.
open the switch.
What kind of theme parks have you guys been to?
Disney
let's
World,
see.
Universal Studios.
Let's see.
Nice.
I've been to Wild Waves. I've been to Disneyland.
What's Wild Waves?
I think that's it. Wild Waves
we go.
Enchanted Village.
Huh.
It's like a water park.
Okay.
For me, I've definitely been to Disney World twice.
Oh, I've also been to Mount Olympus water
Oh,
park
cool.
in Wisconsin Dells.
Nice.
Anyway, I've been to Disney World, I've been to Six Flags, New England, and Great Escape. I've been to Hershey Park, which is very good. I recommend it, especially the Chocolate World
Is
Tour.
I was about to say, is it like chocolate themed?
That one is, yes. I've been to King's Dominion, I've been to Dorney Park. Did I go to... I'm trying to remember if I went to an amusement park when I went with my family on vacation to Maryland last year, during the summer. I don't remember, but I've been to plenty of theme parks. And they're,
Okay.
for the most part, they were really fun. I think the one that I didn't
Oh,
enjoy
hello. Goodbye.
was Six
Bye.
Flags in New England because it was very hot that day and they had very poor food choices.
Yeah. James, how about you?
Last park I can remember going to was Disneyland and California Adventure for grad night.
Right, that's right. I'm sorry. I feel like I keep like bringing up that story of yours. Sorry.
It's fine.
Anyway,
What about you?
Well, it's a passing
Oh,
grade.
have I got a story for you with Wisconsin Dells?
Oh boy. Anyway,
First,
for now,
first and foremost,
Cerberus, which was a pretty unique twist on the classic demon.
Why did I
dog.
picture him looking like a bulldog?
I don't know. What was that? A Doberman?
Yeah, Doberman, I think, is a better term.
Yeah.
oh my god, their legs. I just noticed their legs.
What about him?
They're
Thin,
very
thin
thin.
legs.
Oh boy.
So we need to. These two dogs do not like playing with one another because they're fire and ice. So we're gonna. So the idea behind this boss is we need to dash into this chain, push it away, and hopefully, if I can do this right, it'll slam the two together and hurt them both. But I need to be very far away. Think of it like there we go. Think of it like that one. Think of it. Honestly, think of it like the Madame Brutal fight from Odyssey, kind of.
Oh boy.
I could
And
see
you have to
that.
do
I've
this 2
never
more
seen- yeah.
times.
ah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's really easy. You have to do it the first time. And come on.
Come on, come on.
Bad
No, there we
donkeys.
go.
I really
snuck
don't
in
like
and far away
Cerberus.
enough.
He's scary.
Someone's
Yeah.
he's a demon or something.
Ha and ha.
Come on.
Oop. Well, they're technically touching right there.
Well, you have to like slam the two of them together.
Just like that.
There's a difference between rubbing your knees together and then slamming both kneecaps together.
Oh,
Those Rocky
yeah,
Mountains,
ouch.
think of it.
Blasphemy kneecaps.
Yeah, something like that. But with that said, the first frickin' boss of one of the first last like Nightmares we have to fight is dead. Join us in the next part where we'll have to we're going to find out what happened to Helen, because Helen's kind of like in the netherworld right now.
She
Yeah.
is.
She went down to the netherworld thanks to the nether regions that are Riala's boots.
Yeah. Join us in the next part.
Till next time, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Neverworld.